occasion. In 2000, Campbell pleaded guilty to assaulting her assistant Georgina Galanis with a phone. The Toronto court cleared her record in exchange for her expression of remorse. Just 6 years later, Campbell was back in court, this time accused of attacking her housekeeper, Anna Scavolino, with a jewel-encrusted mobile phone after becoming enraged over a missing pair of jeans. The housekeeper was treated for a head injury following the incident. Campbell did not appear at the initial hearing, and a bench warrant was issued for her arrest. But after her lawyer explained why she couldn't attend, Manhattan Criminal Court Judge Evelyn Laporte took back the warrant. The case was adjourned to November the 15th, 2006. The defense and prosecution were unsuccessful in cutting a deal, so the supermodel was forced to front court on the agreed date, clad demurely in a stylish, figure-hugging black dress. Their lawyer said Campbell hoped to reach an agreement that would only require community service. The model faced up to 7 years in prison and deportation back to Britain if convicted on an assault charge. The defense attorney also said he didn't want Campbell in a situation like 80s musical icon Boy George, who was followed by reporters when he did community service for the sanitation department after pleading guilty to falsely reporting a burglary. He said Campbell was fully aware of the gravity of the situation.
Naomi is taking it seriously, but I don't think that's any big whoop, because no one who's gone through the system, who's been arrested and fingerprinted and photographed and brought in front of a judge and bail was set, no one under those circumstances takes these things cavalierly. It's a very, very serious situation.
Campbell was also hit with a lawsuit from another former employee who said the British model viciously assaulted her while calling her a dumb Romanian. The lawsuit by Gary Gibson called Campbell a violent super bigot. Gibson said the model hit her, called her names, and threatened to charge her with theft after being unable to find a pair of jeans designed by Stella McCartney. The maid worked for Campbell from November 2005 to January 2006. In 2007, the judge denied a legal attempt by the model's lawyers to bar her ex-maid from raising prior examples of her allegedly chronic abusive and repeatedly violent conduct towards her employees. The case has yet to be resolved. Campbell's lawyer said the allegations against his client did not fit the pattern of the supermodel's history of altruism, which has seen her involved in a number of worthy causes.
But she's also constantly contributing to the public at large, whether it be cancer research or whether or not it be AIDS research or whether or not it be for providing for underprivileged children like the Nelson Mandela Children's Fund. All over the world, she has done a magnificent job to circumvent all of that and suggest that she's a discriminating individual or a hateful individual is just absurd. It just doesn't fit within the fabric.
On the matter of the telephone assault, Campbell's defense team struck a deal with the prosecution that saw the supermodel pleading guilty to reckless assault in exchange for 5 days of community service. Campbell served her sentence at a New York City Sanitation Department garage, where she swept and mopped offices and bathrooms between the hours of 8 a.m. and 4 p.m. Campbell was also ordered to pay her maid's medical expenses and to attend a 2-day anger management program. But just a year later, Campbell was banned from flying on British Airways after an incident at Heathrow's Terminal 5. The 37-year-old model was arrested on suspicion of assaulting a police officer and later released on bail after being removed from the flight to Los Angeles.
De beste rechercheteams ter wereld. The real NCIS. Nu hier bij Actual Crime.
Naval Station Pearl Harbor, Honolulu, Hawaii. A Navy base is robbed in broad daylight.
It's a lot of money.
Showed a raw daring, quite frankly.
But after an island-wide manhunt, investigators realize they have more than just a robbery on their hands.
Been firing too, look.
Can the NCIS solve a bizarre murder and catch a killer? goes out to 911. Naval Station Pearl Harbor has been robbed. A cashier, along with an armed guard, were supposed to collect cash from Base Exchange and deliver it to the payroll office. But instead, they disappeared with $80,000. Special Agents Bob Robbins and Rick Parks must track down the robbers.
We all thought this had to be a very daring daylight robbery. We were just sort of aghast at the whole concept. We were trying to sort of piece together the whole story of exactly what happened.
It started out as a normal morning at the Naval Cash Exchange. 19-year-old Ruben Gallegos set out to deliver the cash from the Navy Exchange to the payroll office.
This is where he picked up the money, got it from the safe here.
And Gallegos wasn't alone.
Well, he went out with one of the guards.
He had an armed escort, as usual.
The escort officers actually come in here.
They would come in here and actually pick up the money.
Mr. Gallegos was escorted by base police to pick up money from the bank, about $80,000. It was a big payday, so it was a significant amount of money compared to the other days of the week.
But Gallegos and the armed guard never made it to the payroll office.
The initial reaction when we learned of the incident was it, to some extent, was an inside job. Only because it took someone who was knowledgeable of the operating procedures of the Navy Exchange.
It's a lot of money to be lost for the exchange.
2 men are on the loose with $80,000 of the Navy's money.
Feel free to call us anytime.
The special agents question employees.
There's a lot of concerns about Mr. Gallegos' attitude, mental aspect at the time. We always have to be cognizant that people can be seduced by money, quite frankly, especially if they're new, if they're sort of lower in the food chain as far as pay. How long has Ruben worked for you? He's rather junior clerk. As far as what he made and wages was minimal.
But Gallegos' co-workers are shocked that he's involved in the robbery.
He obviously had a good reputation within the office, and everything seemed to check out.
Good reputation or not, Ruben Gallegos has vanished with a large sum of money. Investigators then get 2 solid leads.
We came across a gentleman who was out back at the time smoking. You were over here, right over there.
The man saw Gallegos and an armed guard leave the building, heading for the payroll office. But they never made it.
Okay. Can you describe the vehicle? They got into a car and drove away, a car identified as a Chevy.
The agents now have a description of the getaway car. And a second witness may provide NCIS with the name of the armed escort.
I saw a guy, I think he's a Mexican guy, and he picked up Ruben Gallegos, walk out with the money.
She assured us that she could identify the gentleman if given the opportunity.
The agents alert Honolulu police about the getaway car and bring the witness to base police headquarters.
Base police have employee pictures of everyone that works for base police.
Okay, is this the officer that we saw today?
No.
Okay.
We had her go one by one through all the photos. If you kind of identify the pictures.
The witness sifts through dozens of photos,
Short hair, long hair.
looking for the armed man she saw leaving the crime.
What is this photo?
No.
Finally, she finds a match.
It's first guy. Sure.
The woman picks out Gennaro Torres, a hard-nosed 44-year-old former Marine and base policeman.
She pointed at Mr. Torres' photo and says, "That's the man."
We have positive ID. It's General Torres, and he works for our department.
Mr. Torres had appeared many times prior to this incident, quite legitimately as the police escort for the Navy Exchange cashiers. So we considered her testimony to be extremely reliable.
Torres has escorted cashiers in the past, but he quit his post just days before the robbery.
We pass it on to the gates.
It was great for us. I mean, to get a key lead like this is a wonderful thing.
Ruben Gallegos and Gennaro Torres. Investigators now have the names of both of the missing men.
We're on the lookout for General Torres and Gallegos, possibly armed and dangerous.
But the two men